Turn my headphones up. Louder.
Can't get fined, can't get, what was it, suspended? Can't get fined or suspended. All right, Aaron, what episode we got today?
This is 23.
Episode 23. We got the Daily Dose Congo. We got a special guest, good friend of mine, 10-year NFL veteran.
10 years.
10-year Super Bowl champ. I really didn't even plan this, but I wore a Broncos thing. It so happened. I swear I didn't plan it. Wow. Super Bowl champ as a rookie.
Second year.
Second year.
Early.
Some would consider an Ohio State legend.
I'm that boy there. I'm the one that started it. The DB's going crazy.
We need to talk about that.
Right, come on.
And national champion or no?
They won the year after.
That's our guy right there. We have a W segment.
Hold on. Let's start over.
Ain't nothing to start over?
I ain't like how you started it. I like how I started it.
What do you mean?
Explaining all that Ohio State shit. I don't need to explain that shit.
Yeah, we'll cut it out. You're good?
Let's start this shit over. It's okay.
Are you ready?
We can bounce back. Hold on.
This is going to be great. Anyways, we're still rolling. Got a W segment for dubs, just in case you win in life. And Congo Sups, we'll talk to you about that. You had them. You liked them.
Yeah.
And then we do a tequila shot. Again, this is, Roby doesn't get to do this with me, so we're about to have a shot here.
It's up.
Toss it up.
What's this dude again, you said?
This is Dwight Man Freddy.
Dwight Man Freddy.
Yeah. Hey.
Why gotta be black?
You know how I feel.
See, now you gotta take that shit out. Yeah, you gotta take it out. It's yours. Cole, we gotta start over, though.
We're starting over. We're good.
Start over, bro.
All right. Put this back. Hey. Roby, Daily Dose, thank you for coming on.
You already know, dog. Cheers, my boy.
Cheers, boy.
Yes, sir. Ooh.
Yeah.
Shit nasty.
Hey.
But it's all good.
All right. So, Roby, I met Roby when I was interning. Yeah, I was interning in 2013 in LA with the gym for NFL Combine. And I didn't know who any of these guys were or any of that. I was at a point in my career where I was very comfortable what I learned and I was trying to get a job. So going into the Combine training, I was just like ready to work. Like it wasn't one of those things where I was questioning things and trying out things. So when I was at the Combine gym, we had a big group of guys, pretty solid. Who was in that crew, remember, that were actually like matter, people would know about? And what draft class is this for you?
Calvin Noy, he's still balling.
Oh, really?
We're 2014.
So 2014 draft class.
Yeah.
Okay, that's when I met you, 2014. Then.
We got drafted that year, yeah, so it was probably January, end of the season, beginning of the year. Yeah. Calvin Noy, though, he's still balling. I think he had a Pro Bowl year or recently. I know he won a couple Super Bowls in New England. Anthony Barr.
Is he still playing?
No, I don't think he's playing anymore.
It's a pretty good one.
We ended up staying tight the whole time.
That's good.
He got guapped up, you know what I mean? He made it. We had James Wilder.
I remember Wilder.
Him.
Yeah.
Big ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
Lake.
Lake. Shout out Lake.
T. Mitch.
Is he still in the league?
Nah, Terrence Mitchell. But he played a long time though. He played about 8-9 years. And I ended up playing with him in Houston.
I think I remember that.
He
so
held it down after I left.
It was a pretty good draft class, and I was coming in and wanting to learn, really put my foot on the gym and help. And I think me and Roby, we just kind of gravitated towards each other. At least, I don't know, I saw something in him, and he had a shoulder that was bothering him, and he was, I want to know what was going through his head, but he was kind enough to like trust me off rip, and then from there we just had a connection, and we both just wanted to pursue greatness and get better and just do some extra work, and he was literally there to change his life, and I was there to change mine too. And so what was it that kind of you gravitated towards? Because you have all the other coaches, and I'm just an intern, basically. So you could have been like, I go with the head dude or I go with this guy, but you just kind of.
You know what it was? It was more of the fact that like I really like boxing. Like there's some fights on right now. I'm trying to watch it right now, and it was to the point where cause I liked it because it was so much like playing cornerback. Because when you out there, I only played high school little league receiver, so like it was a new position when I got to Ohio State. And I really wanted to learn it, and like basically, I got so involved with boxing. I would go to the fights and all that shit. Like I ended up going to meeting some people that brought me to a Floyd Mayweather workout.
Oh, really?
And I forgot who was fighting, and it went to the fight after and shit. But I got to like actually be there, like while this nigga's like working out, like for like 3-4 hours straight, bro. Like 3 hours, bro. Maybe like 1-2 breaks quick. You know what I mean? It's just like being that young, it just showed me like there was just a whole different level of work that I had never even seen. Like seeing is believing. And like since I had never seen no one do that, I never thought it was possible. You know what I mean? So like by him on that and by him working that hard, it like inspired me to like, okay, like if I feel like it's just me and this guy out here, all this space, I gotta know his moves, I gotta have my moves. Like it's basically like a fight, it's boxing. And I'm putting my hands on this nigga, like we really fighting anyway. And you can sense fear on people, like it's just like fighting. And that's what you're doing, hitting each other and stuff. So I saw that part of it, and I seen that, okay, if I want to make it to the league, if I really want to have a long career, I see that I need at least one person that's like can really train me and focus on my body, like build increments. It's good to have good coaches, but if y'all have 6-7 people, he's not gonna be focused on you and your body. I just felt like seeing Floyd, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just do that with me, and then when I got to LA, like, I peeped everybody. I seen how everybody's working. I remember TG, Travell always hollering and everything, but they're never there. You know what I mean? So I seen earlier, like, all right, well, the main guy that brought me here, the guy that advertised for me to come here is not going to be around. So it's like, out of these other people, like, who really want it? Like, I want this shit. I had to turn that shit from nothing. I had to believe it before no one believed it with me, And I'm like, all right, who do I feel like here is like that? And you were like that. And that's honestly why I gravitated to you. And I was like, man, I feel like I want this to be the trainer for me. Like, I want this guy, someone with intention, focus, detail, consistency, discipline. Like, he's young like me, but he got that. And I know I don't have that right now. So just me being around him, like, it's going to help me in that aspect. You know what I mean? But also, he's going to be focused on my body. He's going to be focused on how I'm performing, how fast I am, how much I weigh, like what I'm eating, even what I'm doing, like off the field, the time I'm spending doing certain things. So that's what initially what it was.
That's a dub.
Yeah.
That's a dub right there. Yeah. It's always cool for me to hear this stuff now because we don't talk about that.
Yeah,
we really just we did it and then we've never really I've never heard those words from you. So it's cool to hear it.
That's dope, man.
We were always pursuing something. We never acknowledged each other's admiration for each other's work. You just retired. That's literally what I said to you. I never asked you about your feelings and stuff, but my admiration for your work. I sent positive texts and talking about, man, I gave you your flowers, but it took all the way to get there. So it's always cool to hear that side of the story about that.
No, for sure, bro. At the end of the day, bro, in life you meet certain people on a journey, you know what I mean? And y'all run into each other for a certain reason. Y'all might help each other. Y'all might not talk all the time or this and that, in the future. But, y'all still need each other at that point in y'all journey to help y'all get to where y'all at. And that's that's a beautiful part about life. That's a beautiful part about, you know, meeting people and like you never know who's gonna affect you and how, you know, it's just a dope thing to like let it all play out, you know.
Yeah, even like we were talking about manifestation on my last episode. I was telling you about how I met LeBron and like, you know how big I am.
Bron.
Yeah, Ohio native. Shout out Ohio State.
You already know we in the building.
And what is it? Where
the
is
best
it?
national champs. Matter of fact, and I predicted that shit.
What, this year?
Yeah, I said on my Twitter in October that they was gonna win.
Pull it up, a producer. Find that tweet.
Yeah, I pinned it. It's still up there, or I maybe took it down because it's became prophecy.
Yes, but anyways, we talk about manifestation, and you know me, like I was about that. We were at that time. You were driving was it a rental Dodge Challenger, and we would literally go on drives and manifest during that combine what we were gonna do. Like I said, I was gonna get a job. You were gonna be a first round draft pick with some doubt. What was going on? You don't have to get too much in detail, but there were some cards decked against you, like your potential. Didn't your potential fall or the somebody was saying something. What's that guy's name? Mayhawk? What's his name?
Mike Mayhawk.
Yeah. Or you had some type of.
I'm gonna tell you.
Am I tripping? You had something.
I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
So, the manifestation shit is dope though. Like, you know what's dope now? I look back on it like, as young teenagers, like me and my homies. My homie BJ lived out there. Mm-hmm. One of my best friends, and he used to go out, and we used to go. They used to live in like the hood areas, like shitty spots, like, you know, just trying to make it out there. Mm-hmm. Like even like young, we would go and like to the hills and like find a nice spot, smoke and like visualize.
Yeah.
And just be like, yo, we gonna be in here one day. We gonna live like this. We gonna do this, and it was just like, I don't know. It was just some shit. We was just, I don't know. That's just Cali's so beautiful. It's so dope to just smoke and just vibe and just, you know, try to manifest what you want. And it's just so crazy to even think about that now because, you know, that's what we was on type shit and, you know, running hills or something or whatever, you know, and then being on that, like, that's a dope part about connecting with nature, you know what I mean, and having intention and love and like real just purpose and focus. You know, I feel like that's why we attracted this shit to us. You know what I mean? And the thing about me getting drafted, like, I was just one of the only niggas to get drafted first round and got arrested, you know.
Okay, that's what it was. Got arrested.
A few months before, or not even a few months. It was like a couple of weeks for the draft. I got arrested on some bullshit, but it was never what they said it was. So that's why at the end of the day, even though teams that said they was gonna pick me in the first round, like at 21, 22, like, oh yeah, I'm visiting them. They're like, yeah, if you're there, we're gonna pick you. And like after this thing happened, I told my agent, I'm like, yo, like, I should just tell these teams, like, they're telling me they're gonna pick me. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to lie to nobody. You know what I mean? I want to have something that I'm hiding, like, to this new franchise that's gonna invest in me, you know. And my agent told me, like, nah, don't say anything. I got it under wraps. You know, you really didn't get arrested. It's some bullshit, this and that. Like, basically, don't say nothing, and I'm gonna handle it. And then I go visit like 3 other teams. One was in like, I think I got back from Cali. I think I went to San Diego. They had 25. They had just basically said they were gonna pick me. Okay. And basically, they didn't say they were, but, you know, in my head, you know, other teams came out and said it, but, you know, I could tell they were debating between me and Jason Verrett, who I ended up being cool with, and they ended up drafting. And they told me, like, yeah, it's going to be between you and him. All right, bet. So I'm happy. San Diego's beautiful. I'm like, man, hell yeah, I'm about to be in San Diego. Yeah. Now, my homie Jalil, shout out to my homie Jalil. I died, he was there. And I'm like, man, I'm about to go be in San Diego playing with my homie, like, what's up? Land, look at my phone, shit blowing up.
Oh, no.
Roby arrested, DUI, this and that.
It's the opposite of a dub.
I was like, oh, man. I knew I should have said something, bro. No.
Damn.
So people in Ohio leaked it and hating. And but the thing about it, when people hate on you, it's really God putting you, if you let it get you down, it can derail you. But if you go with it and see it for what it is and accept it, those be the things that put you right in position at the end of the day. After all that bullshit, and then I decided in my mind I was gonna fire my agent. Like when it came to money time, I'm like, all right, I'm going first round. Money time, you can get this little money, but when I get real big money, you can't be with me because I told you I shouldn't have did this, and you told me not to. And
Yeah, I messed it up.
But God always having your back. I end up getting pushed all the way down to second to last pick to the Super Bowl team.
And was the first round?
Yeah, it was first round. I still went first round. That was the flex. The flex was I got arrested, supposedly arrested, 2 to 3 weeks for the draft and still went first round. I don't know a lot of people that can say that.
Was there ever a fear in you when that came out, like I won't get drafted? Like did that ever creep in your head? I know you sounded pretty positive about it, but you didn't have that fear, like, fuck, I may not.
No.
This is really gonna hurt me.
Kind of was BS, and I was just like, man, I just had faith and trusted in God, and I had been doing so much visualization, like we had practiced.
Yeah.
And just kept doing it. I just believed it so much. I had been doing it. I had been doing it for years. I had been telling people I was going to be this. I kept telling people I was going to be the best and this and that. Like, so it was just like...
And that's what the stuff we would be talking about when we were training and yelling and screaming and pushing. And we were doing 6 days a week, 2-a-days, except for Saturday. That was the only workout we did once in the morning. And then we chilled. And you talked about like how you said God works in those ways. What's crazy about that is when you got drafted to the Broncos, I was like, holy smokes. I said, this is my childhood team. The guy that I'm training, and we were close, he's going to my hometown team. I was like, dude, we take Kismet with faith. This is destiny. And that's when like manifestation is so real because here we are training and we were sitting at the top of the hill manifesting, talking about what we're going to do, what we're going to get. And we're thinking those things. It doesn't always happen the way we plan it to, but then when it actually happens, look how crazy it is.
Yeah, because you know what? It's God's timing. You know what I mean? People try to get money on the devil's time, and all the devil going to do is make you sacrifice yourself and destroy yourself. But if you wait on God's time, if you're patient with God's time, he going to give it to you. It's going to be everlasting.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you know what's even crazier with, like, destiny for me was like when I was in high school, I went to one of my teammates, one of my homies was Steve Atwater Jr. So Steve Atwater played for the Broncos, Hall of Fame, GOAT, champion. And, I used to go over their house because he had just transferred over his last year. And like, I was that nigga, you know what I mean? So like, I was cool with everybody. I basically, that nigga is the best player on the team, you know what I mean? And they were from the South. My family from Mississippi. I think they from Arkansas or something. And I used to go over their house because they had a real family vibe, like some Cosby shit. You know what I mean? Like, that retired Hall of Famer, nice, beautiful wife, cook great food. 3 boys, a little girl. It was like some TV shit. I watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm like, man, I want to be around this shit. This shit is dope. But my homie was cool too, though. His little brothers is funny. I'm still cool with them to this day. They come out here and hang out with me, all this shit. I kick it with them. But the point is like, he played for the Broncos. I used to be at their house all the time. We used to be running around in their basement. It was just like all white, like white everything, like white rugs, white couches, like clean as
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
And he had like all type of like Denver Broncos jerseys everywhere, trophies everywhere, True Bro trophies. Like, all this shit is in my subliminal as like a high school kid.
Yeah.
Just running around and all this shit, you know what I mean? And like, the crazy part about that is like, before this draft, right around the time I met you, I was cool with Diddy's son, Justin.
Okay.
And I was kicking with him a little bit. And like, we had watched the Super Bowl. I watched it at his crib, watching the game. He like, damn, bro, I ain't gonna lie, like, you'll be fine in Denver. And like,
Really?
this was when, the Broncos lost to the Seahawks and they got blown out because a lot of their DBs got hurt. And they just got blown out. And he was like, yeah, bro, you'll be fine there. And I was like, I ain't gonna be there at 31. Like, these teams telling me I'm locked at 21, this and that, this and that. So I ain't even think nothing of it. Like, didn't even think about it. One time, I'm like, bro, I won't be there. And then when that shit happened with the Fuya shit, it lined me right up there.
Wow.
And then I was the person that, at the end of the day, on that Super Bowl run, made a lot of big plays at the end of those games and sealed those games. So that means that I needed to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we had a lot of different players from the last time in the Super Bowl that were better, but I needed to be there. And the only way I could be there is if I had to go through some hardship first.
Yeah.
Some shit that looked like shit was going to be over. Like I had worked all this time and just gave it up. And then I got arrested before that season fighting. And they tried to press charges on me and take my whole life away. And the only thing that saved it was Urban got the video footage and showed I ain't started. I just, held it down.
Got involved, yeah.
But when they found out I played football, they tried to press charges on me, trying to take my life. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
Both those things happened and
Broncos.
the devil come, right? And if you succumb to it, it could sink you. Mm-hmm. But if you just trust in God, have faith.
You said that was the second year you won the Super Bowl?
Yeah, the first year we went to we was the number one seed.
Peyton Manning, was that Peyton Manning's first year, your rookie year?
Nah, because remember, Peyton, they were just in the Super Bowl.
Oh, the Seahawks,
yeah,
right, that's what it was. Okay, so this is going to be Peyton's third chance to try to get to a Super Bowl.
Because my first rookie year, we was number one seed, but then we lost in the first round to Andrew Luck.
Okay.
On some surprise shit. I got my first pick of that game, too, though.
And some would say that, I want to know your opinion, obviously.
Actually, no, my first pick was versus Brady. My bad. Let me put that in there.
Some would say that, I go back, I would like to know your opinion, that this 2016?
What year?
What year was that? 2016?
Super Bowl?
Yeah.
That was my second year, so drafted 2014, 2015.
So 2015 Broncos Denver defense was one of the best defenses in NFL. Is that a fact?
For sure.
The best or top three?
Definitely top three. Definitely top three. I'm thinking top two. They want to say the 85 Bears shit. The game was different then. And it's like, they want to say these Seahawks. Them niggas play zone.
Uh-huh.
Like, we was playing man and man. I feel like that's what makes us special because we was doing some real mano a mano, macho, one versus one, your best good on good. Who gonna win? And we came up and won every time.
Okay.
And that's hard to do. I feel like the Chiefs do that a little bit.
So you're telling me
but they got Mahomes and
you
shit.
weren't afraid of Superman?
Fuck no. Like,
sorry, Cam Newton. Whatever your podcast is, he said, fuck no.
Nah, and I see he all sad about that shit now. That shit funny.
That's
a power of the moment, though. That's why you gotta be fully there. Because sometimes moments last a lifetime. And if you're not all the way there, if you're not all the way locked in, if you're not always focused, you worry about some stupid shit. You might do some stupid shit. And then regret it forever.
So you have your defense is the best. What? So you say the best.
I think we're top
what about
three
Ray Lewis?
For sure. Like,
okay, top
don't lie, because now you're talking about Ray Lewis and the Ravens.
Okay.
I might spiritually, definitely them.
Ray Lewis?
Yeah, no one on that field matched Ray Lewis and Ed Reed combination spiritually ever on the field.
It's crazy you say those two names too. It's like
on the same field, both of them niggas spiritually, because football's a spiritual game at the end of the game. They want to make it this lame ass flag football shit. it's spiritual. You know what I mean? Like I knew the Eagles was gonna win the whole year. That's why I didn't sign nowhere. I was just there. Like we had a
Oh yeah, I forgot you got the last year you were with the Eagles in that last tenure.
And like
damn, you could have had 2 Super Bowls.
Exactly. But I kinda did though. I didn't get the credit, but like when I left there, like we started 10-1.
Yeah.
I mean, 49ers wanted me. They played in the Super Bowl that year. I went to the Eagles. And basically we started 10-1, lost all those games. When I left, I told Howie, I'm like, bring Chauncey back. I talked to him the other day. He ready to lead the Lions, or if the Lions want to pay him, bring Chauncey back. He already want to come. The city need him. He perfect for the city. Then I was just like, he said, "Oh yeah, I fuck with, I respect you. Like at the end of the day, like we thought certain things, but it was these first year coaches we had, so we're gonna get rid of them, and I'm gonna go draft young DBs. So it's like, I fuck with you. I'm glad you came. I'm sorry that I wasn't prepared for you, but I'm gonna draft young DBs. So I'm gonna hit you up if anything, maybe, but most likely, I'm like, I respect that. I understand that. And then this year, teams hit me up. Only contender was Washington. And I'm like, oh. Because my love for Philly is, I went to my first NFL game there.
Okay, so there's a meaning behind it.
I played living in Atlanta, raised there, basically. And I never been to a Falcons game as a kid. My first game, I went to Philadelphia Eagles game. And it was because my homie.
It's a powerful city, isn't it? Man, when I went there, it was just powerful. You really feel
it's all they got, man.
You really feel it in the air, bro. Like it's
cold as fuck.
Yeah, it's so powerful there.
Blue collar, they be working.
Yeah, it really is what you see in the movies, like Rocky style. Like
you start fucking around, they booing your ass.
Yeah, it don't matter who you are.
It don't matter who you are. It don't matter what sports you playing. You fuck around in Philly. But that's why I love that. Like that's what football is about. Like I said, it's spiritual. You know what I mean? It's deeper. You know what I mean? And
that's why Allen Iverson is a dog.
Yeah.
Because he put that city on his back, and he did this, and it was night. And he took those Lakers, Shaq and Kobe. He got one game on their ass. Because not everybody can play in Philly. Like if you ain't playing, they're gonna boo you. Look at Embiid. Look at James. Look at even Paul George now. Like they don't care who you are. Yeah. Nobody cares.
It's really like
that's pressure or pride.
And he revolutionized the league too.
Dog.
Swag. I'm gonna dress how I want.
Yep. So with that, you think? So you brought up those Eagles. Slay's my guy. I told this to. I'm gonna get to OD too because. I have not seen a defense. I don't watch a lot of football. I watch the Super Bowl just because of the clients. I have not seen a defense like that since your guys' defense put a hurting on Cam Newton.
And you know what's crazy? Like, if I would have kept going about the defenses, I was literally about to bring up this year's Philly defense. This year's Philly defense is definitely up there in the top. Like, it's low-key. Y'all ain't really peep it, but I was watching this shit.
It was dominating.
And it was led by them dogs up front. I think Jalen Carter is the new Jalen Carter. Uh-huh. He's just his own person. Like, he going to dominate the league for a long time as long as he want to and work hard. And that D-line, Zach Bond, I played with Zach Bond in New Orleans. I'm so proud of him because of, he kind of was in the backup role. Me and him was kind of getting played with a little bit towards us both leaving. And, we would talk. We played right next to each other on the field. And it's like, to see him flourish there, become a Pro Bowler, one of the top, defensive players this year, gonna get paid from it, Super Bowl champ. It's like, then they had the young boy Cooper DeJean with my number.
Shout out to Coop, man. That guy.
But my number. I had to bless it with him. If you think about it, I had to bless it for him, though. And if you think about it,
Coop. You had to bless the number, dog.
But if you think about it, though,
I'm trying to get him to Houston this summer to train.
if you think about it, though, this is the beautiful part about football, and if you really pay attention to shit.
Mm-hmm.
We just said that they're one of the top defenses ever. Top 10, at least. They gotta be. They dominated the whole season, number one in every category, just like we were, and dominated the Super Bowl, just like we did. So they automatically have to be in that. And it will over time. And the thing about it is, like, when me, Chris, and Talib showed the league that all you need is 3 good corners, and you can just run man and lock niggas up, that really showed the position of nickel. It highlighted the position of nickel. Me and Chris moving in and out, being nice at that shit, doing all type of shit. It revolutionized the league in a way. It just sped up. Like, yeah, there's niggas like Ronnie Barber and, you know, people like that were really Hall of Fame, made the position, you know. But me and Chris made it popular. You know, we it's a copycat league. If you win a Super Bowl doing some shit, everybody gonna copy it. We had Wade Phillips, who was in and out of the league for a while.
I like Wade Phillips.
I love Wade, but the thing about Wade is only certain type of niggas can play his defense. He needs a certain type of niggas to play the way he play. And he found it with us, and we found him as a leader. And it's just crazy.
So you still would you take your team, your defense over that team defense?
Yes.
Okay.
Because, like, we would have strapped AJ.
That's what I was just about to ask. So
Devontae.
is it a harder?
Would have strapped them niggas, man.
Is it a harder play to play against that Cam Newton offense? So say Roby, your Broncos team had to play against Cam Newton's offense.
Nah, Cam Newton offense then was definitely not as good as him.
And so
this
primes, defense had to face Mahomes.
Yeah.
So Mahomes was harder to do that against. That Cam team or Mahomes team, who had a harder dealt? Were you guys had the harder dealt to try to stop that offense, or did the Slay and the Eagles have a harder dealt? They're like, damn, we got to go against Mahomes. Who's got the better team?
So
before you go, for example, I have to take a shot here. Just like when they talk about Jordan and his rings, he wasn't playing against KD, Steph, Clay, Draymond. Just had to make that very clear. He was playing against John Stockton, Bum, Karl Malone. He's okay.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't playing against Tim Duncan, Tony Parker. He wasn't playing against Steph. He wasn't playing against a whole Avengers team. Anyways. You
know what I realized about the Jordan?
Whose team was harder?
Hold on. Let's go to the Jordan shit. We're going to take a break. Hold on. I'm going to finish what I was going to say about the nickel shit.
Yeah.
We won a Super Bowl being Kodak nickel.
Okay.
They just won a Super Bowl because that nigga Cooper DeJean.
And that was your position, right? Who Cooper was?
Right.
Okay.
So how beautiful is it that the year before he comes, the first white cornerback in forever that's really like that, him and Riley Moss. Shout out to Riley Moss in Denver. They played in the same college, I think. So something about Iowa was pushing out white corners, something we've never seen. There's a new gene pool out there.
Dubs, man.
Yeah. But I think that's beautiful if you really look at it, that me and Chris made that nickel shit really important in the league to where guys in 49ers, the guy from 49ers played nickel. He got $100 million. They wasn't giving that out when I started.
Yeah.
They won a Super Bowl, showing you could do it. So now I think it's beautiful that as I retire, I get a number to the new hotness, and he go get a pick, his first pick, 6 in a Super Bowl. It don't get no bigger than that.
That's pretty crazy.
That boy living good.
It was cool to hear your perspective on that because I would have never even thought of that perspective. Usually some people be jealous. Oh, that could have been me. You were like, good for them, man. That's the next big thing. That's like the hand down. That's what it's supposed to be.
You know what I know? Because that's why I was retired, because I was okay with life is about change. People try to hold on to all this shit. Like, life is about change. It's about going with it. It's a natural flow. I came in and took niggas' spots, and niggas had to get out of the way. So at some point, it's going to happen for me. You know what I mean? And it's okay. I got hated on, by a few people. Like, so I remember, like, all right, when I get older, I'm going to look out for everybody. So all the little homies on every team I ever been, like, all fuck with me. Because I always been cool. I always help them. Because I always feel like help everybody and then the best man win. Like, if you're better, then cool. If you're not, then
That's what's
get
up.
some water, my nigga.
That's what's up. So who you got? Your defense or that Eagles defense? Who had the harder offense?
They had
to go against?
I don't know, because Pat Mahomes' offense this year, they weren't good. They had I fuck with Kelsey.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's one of the best tight ends ever, maybe number one. But they were just, those receivers they got are young, not really polished.
Could have thrown the ball to Hop some more. I'm
not
just
gonna
saying.
dominate. Yeah.
I don't know what they were doing.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Hop, I was looking forward to Hop. I mean, he scored a touchdown. So,
Yeah, it's happy. I just wish it was more meaningful. It would have been if it
That's
was
how it is with the league, though. That's why I think he was tired,
Hop?
I'm not sure.
No, man.
Oh, okay.
Can you get him on FaceTime real quick and ask him?
No, I just thought I was seeing that shit after the game on Twitter. It could have been some bullshit.
No, I might have been AI.
But I just think that when you get older in the league, that's just how they do, though. And that's what's lame about it. It's like, we all know Hop is nice. He's been dominating his whole life, Hall of Fame career, in my opinion. So if you go crazy with 18 quarterbacks, then, Hop told me some of them quarterbacks should come over and say, "Yo, I'm just waiting for you to get open." And to go crazy like that his whole career shows the greatness in him. So I think that, but in the league, though, it's all about all the young guys and this and that. And, and there are a lot of young, great players, but sometimes it's just certain moments, I think, can be better managed on who, gets an opportunity, especially in that moment. I feel like, Hop definitely could have. But I don't know. That Denver defense was very good. All them boys had speed. You're not running away from none of them. They all long, strong, in a DB backfield, and that D-line not giving no time.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Broncos defense. I only brought that up because I've never seen that Broncos defense ever. When I watched you guys play, I was so happy. I was like, wow, this is dominating. And then this was the same feeling I had, but if I had to pick, because of Vaughn, and you guys were, sorry, Slay, but I'm going with those Broncos.
Because, right, who else really, because we played a little zone match. We played a little, but it still had man principles, but think about it. What defense did win the Super Bowl like that? Just playing man-to-man all the time. I just think someone got to research.
Yeah, that's a stat guy right there.
In a pass-heavy era, though, not this 87 shit.
Yeah,
like with niggas like Tom Brady and Peyton and Phillip Rivers and Drew Brees and
it'd be interesting.
These niggas throwing that bitch.
It'd
They are smart too.
Very interesting to see. What about you talk about it's crazy about manifesting. I forgot about OD. Like crazy part with that was he got drafted to the Broncos. He's on that Super Bowl team with OD, and that was OD's first year, I think, and he had one catch in that Super Bowl. So it was just so cool. My client. Other client, these are my guys, and they're playing for my hometown team. Y'all won a Super Bowl, so I took pride.
Oh yeah,
I took pride in that. I was like, dude.
But you know what that shows you? It shows you that, that was your destiny.
Yeah.
At that moment to help people win for the place you're from. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I never looked at it that way. That's sick.
That's beautiful that God used you in that way because.
Tripping, I should have brought you that. Told you to bring the ring. I wasn't even thinking.
Oh yeah,
that's all good. But yeah,
that thing locked away, man. That thing, it don't need to be out.
Yeah, it's crazy. But shout out to OD, man, and that was a hell of a Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
We talk about that year and how that went. I mentioned earlier that you came about again in my life. Again, crazy how things work with God. When I was kind of going on the fence of branding 9 and trying to elevate it. And you were in LA, and you brought me the opportunity to come try to make some more money. And then my whole vision was just expand like brand awareness. And that was a crucial summer for both of us because was that a contract year for you or what was that? Because you were very dialed in. Because you made the full commitment of 8 weeks. Like we're going here, we're doing this. Like you got back in that pretty locked in mode.
Maybe I was going to free agency.
Whatever it was a summer that helped change my life because my best friend Rob, he lived there and it gave me an opportunity to help train him and be around him and do that. And then it also brought Gunnar Peterson in my life. Yeah. And at that time, and then you put me on as well because I laugh and I look back. I was like, I got a bunch of Ohio State legends on my squad. And it was because of you and the respect that people had for you, all the Ohio boys fucked with me. Yeah. And I remember when Braxton Miller, shout out to Braxton, he needed somebody and he was in LA. You linked me up with him. You told him how to kind of make it work. And then you just had that trust in me to be like, this is my guy. You had no worry about our nerves. Like, could he do it? Like, always put me on. And then Eli, another Ohio State.
Ellie. Shout out to Eli, man. That's our boy.
I appreciate that. It's pretty cool to look back and say, like, damn, those got Ohio State dogs.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, it's like, it's a brotherhood. That's why we just won the whole thing. We're trying to show y'all we got our own thing at Ohio State. And I got it back jumping, as I should. For the DBs, after me, there was like 8 first-rounders. What school has ever done that?
That's pretty crazy.
Shout out to Coach Combs. Coach Kerry Combs came in there, helped change the whole shit around. Before I got there, like 4 or 5 years since the first round DB. I just learned this shit. I pulled up, I said, oh shit, y'all know for putting out first DBs? I don't know how to do it. Shit, I'll be the first one. And then after me, set that culture with Coach Combs. 8 guys, no coach. I don't think no college coach can say that. And when he first came to me, he was like, he told the whole room. He said, the highest I coached was a 4th rounder, I think.
Really?
And he said, my dream was to coach a first round guy. I said, well, you look at him right here.
Confidence. Gotta have it. Gotta manifest. You gotta believe it.
Got arrested 2 times.
That's why adversity.
Still.
It's faith, bro.
How could I not believe in God? How could I not trust? How could I not have faith? You gotta just believe in shit and walk in it and let it happen.
And that was the thing when that summer, like I had so much to prove and do, and we were able to work out at Gunner's gym, and here I am with my idol in training and his gym that I've seen so much from Stallone, and I have the opportunity to train you and my guys that you put me on in that gym. So it's like, dude, that thing changed my life. Like without that step, that's like I love LeBron. Like that's like the LeBron finally getting that first ring. Yeah, that's what it felt like for me. Yeah. I was like, oh, I can do this.
Do you remember, just like I said, when I went to go see Floyd Mayweather gym, seeing is believing. Do you remember what I told you before you hit him up?
Maybe if you say it, I'm not off the top of my head.
This nigga was scared to hit him up.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, at the end of the day, the same thing I said to a girl that was auditioning for Beyonce, shout out to Kendra, and she was scared to go. And I'm like, yo, if it's Beyonce, she just want to see somebody that's confident like her, somebody that think she's just like her. You can't be on this little scary shit. Go kill it. You got it. You've been working for a long time. Walk in it. She walked in it, danced for her 3 years, danced for somebody, Drake 2 years. You sitting there, I'm like, bro, just hit this nigga, man. At the end of the day, if he really loves what he does, like, he's going to remember when he was at your point.
Yeah. That's how
just young, trying to get it, just authentic with it, not trying to do nobody wrong, not trying to make no shortcuts. And when people are really on that, like, they attune to your vibe and your frequency. And if he's a real person, then he'll fuck with you. And I just have faith in that, you know what I mean? Because he seemed like a legit guy, and we saw the results of that, you know. And I just, you know, it's dope for me to see that now, just like how I got to see her flourish dancing for, doing her dream. You know, it's great for me to see that for you too, because it's like, you know, now I look back on it, that definitely, you know, And I did peep that, but it's just like it's dope to hear you like really get real motivation from that because it just makes me believe even more that seeing is believing. Once you get around something, you believe it to be true, you can go get it. And look what you did. Look what you built from nothing, bro.
Yeah. And that's like the steps. Those are like my obstacles in life. Those are my game one of the NBA Finals. My game two is like that part right there is I was finally able to win, and that was such a crucial part in that summer. It goes back to the manifestation. If I can do that, I can definitely do the next thing, and that's what led my mind to go. And things worked out the way it did. I remember you were there helping me through some of that stuff when I was going through that 9 situation, and just seeing the evolution of that summer. That was preparing me for the rough spot. That summer prepared me for my greatness that was coming, and it's just such a great summer. And I just want to say thank you. And
Sure.
That was like
Appreciate you
a
too.
risk, yeah. And that was a lot of
I
memories.
got guapped up too, man.
I didn't see a percentage of that, but hey, boy,
They got a little something, man. They got a little something. Got a little something.
But yeah, that was a great summer. What was I was gonna ask you, damn, what I had written it down here for you. Oh yeah, so you had your Super Bowl, you ran with your teams, helped me out, and then I actually found out you retired on. How did hell I find it? I think you posted on Instagram out of nowhere because you were coming work out, and all you were saying is like, I'm just working out to stay ready. And the next thing you know it, I say on Instagram, I'm retiring. I immediately FaceTimed you. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
So what came about the retirement? Like, what was it that got you to that point, and how has retirement been? What's, I mentioned to the other guys, we'll talk about mental health. What's life after football? Do you have that plan? Are you getting educated on mental health? Do you believe in mental health stuff like that?
Well, I was staying in shape this year because I did want to play, and like I was, but I want to wait for the right opportunity. Because the one thing that once you make a whole lot of money, and then all of that stuff happens, and you are going to one team, and a couple of years, and this thing, like the contract starts getting lower.
Okay.
So for the last 2-3 seasons, I'm just like, all right, I'm not really getting that much money. Like I do my own stocks, got some businesses, and like I'm making bread off the field, so I don't gotta do this shit. And I'm just like, I do it because I love it. I do it because I still love impacting games and playing for fun cities. I play for all great cities. It's an honor to play for them. And but it was more just about like, damn, how long do I want to sacrifice like to be entertainment for people? Like how long do I want to just sacrifice time and even my vibes, like, because football it's like so political, and they keep you like especially as you get older, they keep you like playing with your mind and your time, and you're working harder and longer, but your body's older, but even not even the age, just the fact that mentality anyway is just kind of like brutal, low, like competition, envy, jealousy. You looking at niggas, oh, I need this amount because this nigga got this amount. Like, why can't everybody be blessed? Why you worried about what other niggas getting? But it forces you to be that way. You have to be that way. Why would you not want to get your fair value if you're going to kill yourself every weekend? And you know how much it hurts on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. I don't think I'm going to play, but then Sunday you go and play. So I think it was more of like, I was tired of sacrificing that and not getting real respect, or not. I'm not gonna do it to lose. Like, I've been in a lot of good winning situations. I'm not gonna just go play for a little money on any team. I had a couple of teams that wanted me to play this year. I could have played, like, but it wasn't about that. Like,
well, I'm glad you brought that up because I was just before you were about to go on, I was thinking, what was it that made you tick like that? Because I'm all about greatness and pursuing it and day to day. What was it that was installed in you to want to have that? Was it because you knew that's what you had to do to be a pro, or is it the internal drive, or what is it that? What was your motivating factor to have that drive? Because this guy's getting the league. You're there 1 year, 2 years. You're out of there, and you had that mentality of every year be unreplaceable, work hard, and still be in that. What was it that kind of ticked for you that made you have that motivation, or non-complacency? Because motherfuckers get complacent.
Yeah.
Or the talent, they get cut.
Just kind of, both sides of my family, we don't have any rich people in my family.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I was the first one that really, kind of like the chosen one in my family. You know what I mean? We're all chosen, but I was chosen to help. You know what I mean? I tried, my best to help the fam. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's what God blessed me for. And so just kind of believe in that because both my sides of my family come from Mississippi, from at the bottom, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, real poverty. We go to the country out there, It's beautiful. I love it, It's great times, but, it's better now with internet and all that stuff. But, I remember younger, like, ain't nothing out there, And, but I love that, though. I love that I got beginnings from that, the real soil, real people. I take pride in that. And that's something I went with. I know all my family was watching me on both sides. I know so many people, from Atlanta supporting me, First they was hating on me. They didn't believe me. I went to Ohio State. You go up there playing position you don't know. You ain't going to ever play there. But I was like, no, I got a plan. So I forgave everybody. And still, like, that helped drive me because I knew that so many people depended on me for entertainment one. I wanted to give my fam that feeling. Like, I know how it feels when my young homies make big plays and big moments. I'd be so fucking happy. You know what I mean? So I know how it feels when you see someone that is, accomplishing big things because it's like you did it too. And I wanted to give them those moments. And I love football. You know what I mean? So it wasn't hard for me to do something that I loved. I loved working out. I love to see my body change. I love to I just think that men should always challenge themselves. You know what I mean? It was a challenge. I love to, not know what was gonna happen and just see what was gonna happen and let it flow. Growing up, I kind of had a negative mindset. I wanted a lot. I was positive, but I used to think negative a lot. So I used to love playing games because I would make myself get into moment to where you can't flow if you're thinking negative and you got all this shit going on. Like, I used to love the process of getting to that and having to be in that because I know that
Everything I preach about.
This is how I'm going to perform my best. So I love that feeling of it. Always doing that, playing in front of big crowds and stuff. So that's what kept me going, making those big plays and big moments. I love that my career. This and that, whatever. Got the ring. I've always made big plays and big moments, and I feel like that's what they remember.
Yeah.
People remember the moments, not the little stats. So I do appreciate that.
When you won that, because you're talking about complacency and just pursuit for greatness, when you won that Super Bowl, what was that feeling?
That shit was lit, man. That shit was it's the best feeling ever. At the end of the day, you brainwashed in this world so much. Like, football is everything. Stuff you watch on TV. Every kid has been the little kid at the Super Bowl party watching it. Like, oh, my God. Not knowing what's going on. Just happy that people are, vibing, whatever. Like, and then you grow up and then you're actually the kid on the TV and you're winning. And then, but the beautiful part about it is, like, the closest thing to war that we have in America is football. You know what I mean? It's a game, but it's, warlike. And that's why everybody goes crazy for it. But the beautiful part about winning a Super Bowl is getting together with a whole bunch of exceptional men and going out and accomplish something that y'all are set out to do. Yeah. Against all odds, against the media, against injuries, against everything, and y'all go and that's what bonds y'all for life. That's what makes y'all brother. Because you don't really get that experience in the world nowhere else. You know, it's definitely an honor to even be able to do that type of shit. You know?
Did you
and not die for it?
Yeah. Did you have when you won and you did your thing? Was it we can do it again?
Yeah, you always think you're gonna do it again.
Did you have the same hunger though with the work ethic? After
No, not me. I was, my problem was I was 22, and my childhood friends, the Migos, is the biggest rappers in the world. So imagine my mindset. I'm 22 years old. My childhood
Millions of
friends,
dollars.
me and this nigga Quavo used to ride bikes in the neighborhood. I even forgot about this. You reminded me of that shit years ago. I'm like, damn, I did forget. We said, they be riding bikes. Like,
Shout out to Migos. That's gonna be Roby's intro song, by the way.
it's not even about that. It's just a respect of, y'all made it from nothing. It's like we were talking about with you. I love that I have a lot of people in my life that I can really look at and be like, damn, I remember when that shit was just an idea. And what it shows me is that we all have that power. We all have that if we focus and lock in and just attune to something and invest everything we have into something. It's going to happen. I feel like everyone says that now online, but I love to see it in my own life. And I love to talk about it, recognize it, because that's the true power that they're trying to distract you from.
Dub, I'm gonna take a restroom break real quick, and then we're gonna close this thing out. I'm gonna ask him about the mental stuff.
Anything's possible.
It's possible. We're back.
You guys are good.
Yeah, we're back. So we talked about the uncomplacency of winning that Super Bowl ring, closing out your career. Now that you're retired, how is retirement for you, and what does that look like in the near future? Do you have a plan? Maybe invest in some supplements. Just kidding. But yeah, what's your plan, man? What's life for Bradley Roby retirement?
So I feel like this year is really the first year because last year I kind of carried it like I wasn't to play. So I kind of was still training and being in shape when I needed to be and, still doing everything I needed to do. But since I decided, like, once I seen Philly about to win, I'm like, all right, I'm not about to go play for the ops just to not beat these niggas. You know what I mean? I know I can beat these niggas with the right people. And then Marshawn got traded there. So I'm like, damn. If I would have went, it'd have been me and Marshawn. And me and Marshawn, and Chauncey, we already 21 skunked the Eagles. Well, Jalen was hurt, but we still beat them 21-0 when I was in New Orleans, already. So I'm like, damn, me, Marshawn, and just some other dudes there, we get matched up with them. You know what I mean? Like, but it was, after the fact or whatever. But I was just like, man, I'm not about to come back just to lose to these niggas for no money, no respect. Go out on some maybe get hurt shit. I'm like, nah, I'd rather just kick back and watch the young boys win one. And, I left telling them that what I felt, and we left on good terms. So I'm like, all right, that's a good way to end that. Now I'm going to pivot to, I want to stop being focused on, competitiveness and enviousness. I want to focus on my spirit now. I don't want to be on no brute shit. I want to kind of work on just, getting more, higher vibe stuff going on. You know what I mean? So just, listen to music more, traveling more, even doing stuff like I did that flag football game in Dubai.
Yeah.
Might do one in Vegas. That was super dope. Bitcoin. AB pulled up. Going crazy.
I'm glad you brought that up because we're going to circle back to that. Every time about it. So you said you got to sit behind because you went from Dubai and then the Olympics was at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to sit in the back of that Serbia-USA game. You were in the front. No, you were pretty courtside. What were you?
Yeah, so I was basically courtside. So basically, it was kind of lucky too. So like, what happened was the game before I went, and like Carlos Dunlap, retired football player, gave me a ticket plug. Gave him a little money, get the tickets. It was shitty. it was like the highest I ever sat in any stadium. Yeah, what the fuck, like, and I left the game early and everything. So then the next game, I had to do. I'm like, yo, I need way better tickets than the money I sent you. Like, what the fuck is that shit? And then he's like, all right, I got you. And then we get there, and it's a Serbian game, and we're literally right behind their bench. Like, literally right behind the bench. Like, it was like one little row, and then we're the first row right there. And, like, they were losing, like, the whole game.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
Sitting right here, bro. I'm like looking at the TV. I'm like, damn, Braun and Steph may lose. I was like, I got faith, but damn, it's not looking like it.
And at first they were winning everything, and everybody was happy. You know what I mean? I ended up seeing Quavo and Travis Scott across some court from us. Literally the same seats, though. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I'm in all the way across the world, and this nigga is
it's crazy
across the seat.
How it works.
And, like, but everybody was hyping shit. We was winning, and then all of a sudden started losing. It started looking grim. I started looking around. I'm like, I always peeped the vibe was around me. I always look at what's going on. And, like, I'm looking, I'm like, damn, this shit looking sad. And, like, I remember looking at the bench, and, like, Braun was trying to, like, bark shit, like, trying to will it into existence. And I remember Steph was just sitting there, like in his own zone. I remember noticing that shit. And then come out that timeout, and then Steph just started getting hot. And I'm like, oh. And then it just all changed. It just all changed. The energy changed. It started going crazy in there, like, so fucking loud. And, like, at every timeout, like, it was funny for me to see, like, remember when Anthony Edwards was hollering, like, yeah, I'm number one. I'm the number one. So that shit. Like, when all that shit was happening, I'm right at the bench. So I'm looking at nigga, you know what I mean? I'm looking at this nigga. He like a little ass kid, like a little 6-year-old, like, yay! Yay! Like he's at home watching this shit, because that's how movie it was. And I was like, wow, like, Steph really great. He really are great. This really a moment right here. All of USA was looking lost, and Steph greatness just was too much. And they all played well, though. They all picked it up. Even Devin Booker, though, I feel like he didn't get enough credit.
He was an unsung hero that night.
Every game that he was consistent.
It was Braun, and I was like,
Braun
is
too.
So happy. Just saw a pass, finding Steph and hit it. I was like, finally, man, on the other side of this, I'm celebrating, and I'm coming down. I'm like, motherfucker, gonna hit this too. I was like, ah!
You know what's dope about Braun and Steph? They both from Akron or that area.
Yeah.
How the fuck did two of the best motherfuckers ever come from that?
Wow. Best ever. And then to close it out, I was literally sitting here as they give that motherfucking ball to KD. Let him seal the deal.
Well, you know what that shows me too? You only as strong as your enemies.
Yeah, it's true. Because I hated those guys.
And the fact that it makes you, the fact that y'all really enemies shows that y'all really is that. And y'all drive each other. I feel like they have drove each other to become that great. At some point, it becomes ego. Like, all right, we both from the same city. Man, I'm way bigger than you. A little ass nigga, I'm better than you. And Steph's like, nigga, I wish I had all that talent and skill. Nigga, I'm still better. Steph, bro, the handles. After that, I became a fan for life. Yeah. I always loved watching him on TV, but to step up in that moment like that was poetry.
I hated Steph because I had to go against him every damn summer. Man, but Kyrie doesn't get hurt, and Kevin Love doesn't get hurt, and they don't get KD. LeBron's got at least 7 rings by now, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, KD, yeah.
But I think what was cool about that is that, dude, you got to witness greatness. That is, other than the Super Bowl you're a part of, that's greatness at its finest too. Winning that, you got to sit there and watch. Not only a team, it was our country against another country, and it was the biggest stars in the world, and you gotta watch that shit happen.
But that's my whole point, though. I get to see greatness all the time, though. Getting to see you.
Yeah.
Getting to see Migos. Getting to see Taylor and all my young homies in the league. You know, blossoming. All of those kids in the room at Ohio State that was with me. Most of them was millionaires. I used to come, Coach Coleman used to bring me back, pull up to the meeting, go holler at him, set the tone. All Denzel Ward 100 mil, Marshawn Lattimore 150 mil. Like, I just feel like that's greatness. Mm-hmm. Watching Floyd Mayweather's greatness. Watching the first white cornerback ever wear my number get a pick 6 on his birthday in the Super Bowl. Greatness. Greatness all around us. You know what I mean? You got to just, be able to be there fully to soak it in, and appreciate it and love it, and that's what living's about in my eyes. And that's what I'm ready to do more than, just,
It's good.
I make too much bread in that stocks to have to, and that's what's the beautiful part about stocks too, is if you can get into that, like, it'll make you have the freedom to do what you want. And it's like, I was thankful that I was there. I feel like everyone walks away from football maybe a year or two too late.
Oh, really?
And you got to go a year early. And I just feel like I went a year early.
So you don't miss it at all?
I miss the big moments. I definitely would have wanted to play in that Super Bowl with the team I was just with. The team that, I knew, what they needed to fix. The team that, in the city that I was just playing for, New Orleans, versus a team I've played 10,000 times, the Chiefs. Like, it would have been so. It was almost so sweet that I didn't even need it. I've already played in that stadium already. I already know what that team is. I helped put it together. I was, Honda some of the homies during the season just to make sure stuff was good there. And it was like, that's the beautiful part about it. Just retiring, not having to. It's entertainment for me. I'm glad that it's entertainment for me and not my life. And not my whole, everything, my whole worth, everything I'm thinking of. Because if you have a bad game at cornerback and you look online and everyone says you fucking suck, you know you don't suck, but it gets to you. You're a person. And I was like, that's not even a thing, but I'm just saying, like, that type of shit, I'm just so glad that I can be a fan now and just not have to worry about what the next man making, why he making more money than me, but I'm better than him. I played longer than him. I'm playing way more snaps than him, but he making way more than that. I don't even want to be in that.
Yeah. Life's
so much more than that.
There's a couple things. Before that, you were talking about the watching greatness. We get to watch greatness all the time. Remember that McGregor documentary we watched?
Oh, yeah.
That's when we really tapped into, like, I think we both saw, like, wow, manifestation is real. Because he's preached that all the time. Yeah. And we talked, because you're talking about greatness. And I remember when we were watching that and his style of training and what he did, I remember you mentioned anybody that can go get a tattoo of was it a baboon on his chest?
Baboon.
Full baboon is saying, don't fuck with me.
No. The thing about it, I feel what McGregor was just, at the end of the day, this is the power. This is what, as a human, you have. You're distracted and made to focus on all this shit that doesn't matter, but they just don't want you to focus on one thing and go get it. Because if everyone's doing that, how could they control everything? You know what I mean? So I just think that at the end of the day, like, McGregor was a very, and then fighting, something I love, like, he showed it. There's no way you can watch his story and not see it. It was just so obvious. He was doing it in real time.
Yeah.
And I think that was the beautiful part about it. It's always beautiful when someone's in so much flow, they're literally manifesting as it goes.
Yeah.
And I felt like that's what the Eagles was on this year. Saquon, I felt like it was his destiny. He had been wrong so much with the Giants. They paid the other guy, not him. And then he goes to a team that needed him. They got a great line, a quarterback that can do everything. He just needs a good dependent, not always be on him. And in a city that he played college in, or state they played college in, and where he's from. That's the movie shit. I predicted that shit too. Both of my teams won this year. Ohio State and Eagles. I seen both of them coming. Because I know and can see that everything's about energy and flow and destiny and, like, walking in it and, moving with love. And If you look at those teams, Ohio State, they was praying at campus.
Yeah.
They was doing all type of deep shit. Saquon could have broke personal ego records. Nah, let the young boys eat.
Yeah, and
Nah, I'm good on that. I don't need the record. I don't need the individual. I'm like, man, these niggas, who? Because it will remind me of the spirit that we had. I'm like, oh yeah, nobody's beating them.
And they say the biggest, was it Jim Carrey? The biggest currency in life is the effect you have on others. And I think that's where more blessings come from, because you're not doing it to seek it. You're doing it because your heart wants to and give back. And I keep coming back to like manifesting, because those are all steps in your life to manifest. And like, here you are now, 1 in a million shot, like where you're from, you're financially stable, you're able to take care of your family. That's a big dub. That's a big dub.
So,
and now here I am, like doing my thing. And we all like, how many years is that? Almost 10 years.
Yeah, 10.
10 years later, we can sit here and look at that. And my message to everybody, and it's, me and you have different upbringing, so my message is different than yours. My message is, if you truly want to go after something, you gotta like really want it and go after it. I think people get so I want, but they don't want to go through that struggle. You mentioned all that struggle, like with Saquon and everything that's going on. All that struggle brought greatness, and because people are so afraid of that struggle, they don't ever get to that greatness. So my advice is, if you really want something, you're going to bust your ass and you're going to make it happen, and you won't have the excuses, oh, my foot's tired, oh, I'm tired, I don't have time. When something's that important to you, or when you have to change your family's life, the goals change. What would be your advice?
I would say the same thing. And it was kind of like, but I will make it detailed, because life's about being detailed. Mm-hmm. I think the detailed part is setting your frequency to what you want, and be that, and be like selfish of that. When I say selfish, as in, don't let nothing negative get in your mind. I learned from Floyd. Floyd said, when it comes to a fight day, it don't matter what the fuck happening. All I'm thinking about is what I gotta do to win. That's it. You know what I mean? And it's like, the key is about setting your frequency, and like you said, when you move with love, you get love. You have to be a certain frequency for it to come to you, for you to be in those situations, for certain people to invite you, for that person to make sure he repeated your name to get the email. You have to move with a certain energy, that people that are already moving like that are moving like that, and they're going to see it and feel it. You know what I mean? And you can get your own self out of it by doubting. You can get your own self out of it by envy, by jealousy. Looking at someone and mad that they got what they got is literally blocking you off to what you're supposed to get, because you're literally sending out a negative signal, and people pick up on that. We have energy fields all around us. Why do you think it's all about vibes? Yeah. You know, we know what it is, but people don't really know what it is, and it's more just about keeping your frequency high. Don't let music teach you destructive, habits. Don't look at stupid shit on TV and repeat it in your life. But we do that though, and that's how they always keep us blocked, is by keeping you looking at some stupid shit, some negative shit, some gossip shit. Have you wasting your time, listen to kill your brother music. Yeah. Brag about it, make it dance.
Open our eyes, man.
They keep you in that, so you don't focus. Everything you get out of life, the last thing I say is 3 of the most important people that I've studied are richest people. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say important, but Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. They all three, there was some supposed story saying that Bill Gates' dad asked Warren Buffett and Bill Gates at the same time what they did or what's the one thing that allowed them to get the success they had, and they both said focus at the same time. Elon Musk says that his intense ability to focus is the reason why he can get. So the key is focus. This is what we're talking about. It's intention, focus with love, belief, expectation. You have to already know that it's that.
That's a big dub, man. That's good stuff,
You already
Roby.
know that it's that. And then when you do that, it unfolds because that's what you know it to be.
That's good. That's very good, bro. That's very good.
It's real though.
Yeah, and unfolding. I was able to watch you unfold, winning a Super Bowl and living a life that you finally could live, buying things you like, and for you to come see the gym. I want to hear your perspective, and we can close it out. What was like that first feeling, seeing all those people in the gym, and it was my family being there, and like what was like, damn, he really did it. This is what I was thinking he was gonna do, or what was it? Because my vision for you is like, yeah, you were gonna do this and ball out, be a first round draft pick.
Yeah. It made me see that I'm looking around my life, I'm seeing people do it. It just made me be like, damn, that's so dope. Like, those did it. Like, it don't matter what you think success is. I know the dose I met, he would have said he did it. If he would have known all the shit you've done to this point, if that dose would have known all that shit was coming to him, I know that dose would have been, hell yeah, sign me up for that shit.
Yeah.
So for me to have that, perspective on it, I love that shit. It's so dope. And like what it reminds me is of things that I respect, like Bron for. Like the reason why Bron better than Jordan, not just on the court, it's like off the court, he put all his homies on. Like we don't even know who Jordan and his friends are, or if he even has friends. He probably don't even want to take pictures with his friends. So it's like Bron put his friends into boss positions to where Rich is with Adele.
Yeah.
That's just Bron's homie. He's not just Bron's homie, and that's what I feel like is dope about LeBron. He had a weed type of mindset, and I feel like that's what you brought to your gym, and that's what I expected about LeBron. And when I seen that with you, I was okay. I see what those like. I fuck with that. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. You know, that's what people fuck with, and just seeing everybody in the gym. You know what I mean? And then, seeing how you put your own twist to it. You know, it's so dope. I love that. You get to express who you are and what you want it to be about, and just the vibes you want to set when you go. Just your whole mentality on training and getting better and getting the mind stronger and mind tougher and the body stronger and look better and move better. Like,
Yep.
I fuck with that shit.
Thank you, man. It means a lot. Appreciate it. And then you had the chance to check those bad boys out.
Yeah, I had. Remember the one day I was like, yeah, those, I'm fucking with this shit.
Yeah. You liked it?
Yeah. Got me right.
What was your thoughts on when you first saw the branding and stuff? Because, we taken stuff before. I gave you stuff. Was it like, damn, this is another sick thing? Because to me, it was surreal. Like, fuck, I got my... Remember... Travell shit was whack. I'm sorry, but remember that shit?
Yeah, Travell. I don't remember Travell having shit.
He had this because I had to give everybody the supplements and none of the pre-workouts would mix.
Oh yeah.
We started buying our own shit at the vitamin shop because I'm like, I told you as a rope, this ain't good stuff. We gotta go get our own stuff.
Yeah. Hey, you know what also helped me too? A little throwback. I don't remember them Travell shits, but I definitely remember that shit. I definitely want to get some before I leave. So, you know what helped me too? What's this guy? All right, boy.
Matias?
No, not Matias. In LA, Jamal. I forgot,
what about
him? Jamal, man, that's my homie. He told me to don't switch trainers. He said a lot of guys fuck up in the league. They don't last long because they start, this city I'm with this guy, with this city I'm this guy. Like he said, whoever you fuck with, find a few people and just rock with them. And I feel like that definitely helped me. Especially as you get to 5, 6. When they're trying to get you out around 4, because 4 is contract year. So if you ready to get paid, then they gotta give you that bag. So 4, they're trying to get you out kind of if you're not a good player or whatever. So to last from 4 to 10, you need trainers that know your body. That's just for any athletes watching this shit. Like that was one thing that I definitely honed in on. and try to tell people, that's trying to have longevity. Like Bron, like look at Bron. Think of how much people is coming next to Bron. Oh yeah, no. He probably got one person.
Yeah, he does. Mike Mencia, shout out. The guy changed my life.
He's famous. Exactly. I don't know who he is.
He ain't famous. He just does what he does. He operates like us. Like it's like all those people that operate like that are aligned with each other, and that's how I am. Jim was my family. Bron put on his people. You put on your people, and that's like
the frequency, the vibe. That's what I mean.
That's like what it's all about. So greatness and pursuing it and wanting it and going after it.
Oh, I just got it. When you stay in that frequency, you invite the people that have the same frequency that's going to help you get there.
Yeah. That's why I say.
And if you jealous and if you envy, and if Mike Mencia, whatever his name is, was on some envious, hating shit, jealous around Bron would have peeped that shit. He's like, nigga, get the fuck out of my face, nigga. Who is this nigga?
Yeah, and that.
I guarantee he went with love, passion, like he was on the right vibe. And
that was crazy you said that because he said, I asked him that day if I could see him. He said, we'll fill the day out. Still super cool. And then when it happened and he didn't need help, we made it happen, he was so happy for me. He said, man, I'm so happy you met him. I'm so happy you went through. And then he was the one that first sent me the video of that reporter in the back. It went like viral. And I'm like, look at like this destiny. And that's why I really like Mike, because I'm like that too. And Gunner, like I've never ripped heads with them because we're all about uplifting.
Same
like
vibes.
That's his guy, man. I got nothing to LeBron. I got nothing to these guys. Like Tom Brady, Gunner got to train Tom Brady. Mike got to trade LeBron. Like those are the goats. And then I never had the opportunity to meet Tim Grover. Tim Grover's done great things. I work with Kobe and those guys. And there's a lot of like those high level people, like basically the first 4-year NFL guys and then the 5 to 10 year guys. Same thing in training. Like there's these guys that are up there, and it's just cool to be around somebody who's very secure and not hating ass, stunting like I'm Bron's trainer. Like when you're secure who you are, you ain't gotta act. You know what I mean?
You gotta think about that though.
Yeah, and that's the life you're living now because
I don't need to hate on nobody.
That's what I'm saying. You're done, no envy, no nothing.
Yeah. All love, man.
I was didn't get to ask you, would you ever consider being like a coach at Ohio State if the opportunity ever came about?
I would, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, it's hard hours, but it's retirement. You ain't got nothing to do.
I definitely would. I went to a lot of games this year. They still have a lot of guys. Coach Mick Marati, shout out to him. He's basically like the glue there. He's a head strength coach. Been there since I was there. I remember before they got there, him and Urban. Urban made him before your answer to me, your answer to him. He was over everybody, even coaches. And I just remember how they changed our program around because when they were there, we were suspended. It wasn't good. And they changed everything. And Mick's still there. And like, I was going to the game, seeing them, it was good to be around. I see like James Laurinaitis coaching, they got the receivers coach. He's coaching, putting out the top receivers every year. Look at all the Ohio State receivers there are.
Yeah.
And I just remember I just know that like you want to be taught by somebody that's done it before, or at least gonna respect them more. And I feel like a lot of kids got some stuff with respect now, and I'm not even gonna. I want the best for you, man, and I know how to get it. So let's get to it.
Roby, Ohio State in the near future. Now, what I want people to take away is, I think we have to. You and I even have to take our feet out of ourselves and look at who you had to prepare for to become. Like we're talking about a lot of great things, like great humans. You had to play against Tom Brady. You got to play with Peyton Manning. All these like high level perform. Go ahead.
Before we talk about Tom Brady, let's get one thing for sure. My first pick versus him ever. First interception versus Brady. I ended his season my second year.
Oh, God.
Went to Super Bowl and won it.
Keep going.
Then my first year in Houston, which was his last year in New England, they were like 10-1 when they played us. They were the top of the league. My granddad just died. Literally Saturday, I went to the funeral. I looked at him. I promised him, like, yo, I swear to God, like, I'm gonna put on you. Like, I swear. Like, he was blind too, so it was sad. You know what I mean? He was blind a long time, so it was like I always wanted him to see me. You know what I mean? And that next day, I'm playing against, in my head, my arch nemesis. Like, played this guy in so many different, battles. Like, he's a hard competitor. Like, he gonna try to come at you. You know what I mean? I was a young guy with a whole bunch of old guys, so he trying to come at me. So it's like, nah, nigga, I'm nice. And I was coming off of being hurt for 5 weeks. First game, 2 picks and a sack. First time Houston had ever beat New England, and they go on to, don't have a great season. Then he leaves, but they were 10-1 at that point.
So you're saying you're Tom Brady's nemesis.
I'm the Brady Slayer. I didn't beat him a lot in
TB12.
And you know what's crazy? The reason I'm on his ass is because I asked him for a jersey after he retired the first time. I don't know if he read it.
Oh.
But then after I asked for him, he came back.
Oh.
But that year we played him in New Orleans and we goose stacked him. He got 0 points versus us in New Orleans. So I think he came back just to beat New Orleans because that was the only team he had a loss record against. And they cheated both games that next season.
Got here.
With the Brady Slayer.
Brady Slayer.
And that.
But he got to breathe around so much greatness. You had Tom Brady. You got to play with Peyton Manning. So that's a whole different ball game. Like, and even, who else? That's that defense you're around. Von Miller. And just going back to Ohio State.
Demarius Thomas, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace to Demarius Thomas.
Dog.
Even going back to Ohio State, Urban Meyer. Yeah. I know some people are like, whatever about his coaching, but that's greatness, bro. You are around that stuff. Like, you are around legendary things, and it's pretty cool to say you sit there, because we were talking about you're living a path of greatness because you get to watch greatness all the time. If you ever just took yourself out of your shoes, look at what all you were around. Greatness, and that made you perform at a high level, or it could have broke other people.
Yeah, and you know what, though? I feel like I was appreciating it then. Because like I told you, I remember.
You were or weren't?
I was, at least, like, I feel like definitely I was taking it in, but as you get older, of course, you get better perspective, But even when Urban them first came, we were shitty, like 6 and 7 that year. A lot of our top players got suspended, so I redshirted, I didn't even play.
Yeah.
Or maybe I did play. It was my first year that I did play, and we were shitty. And coach got fired, all this stuff, where he left. And Coach Tressel, really he's one of the best men I ever met.
One. A lot of people, man, greatness.
Coach Tressel, one of the best men I ever met in my whole life. But shout out to him. And he ended up leaving, so it was bad. And Urban came for 2 weeks straight, 4 a.m., Columbus, Ohio, 20-something degrees, 4 a.m. Woke up everybody. We outside doing military drills. All these motherfuckers you don't even know cussing at you, telling you weak, you a pussy, all that shit. And so many niggas quit, yo. But I'm like, man, y'all not about to hit me, so, like, I don't give a fuck what y'all niggas talking about. I know who I am. I know what I came here to do. You know what I mean? Like, but I started to love that shit. And you know what they do? Urban, he makes you people that's not dogs turn into dogs. I seen guys that were bums before he got there. Urban came, they changed their whole shit, and then became like NFL, played a long time. And they were nothing before Urban, and I just really appreciated that, because that's what people don't have enough of. It's just like real expectations of excellence and like holding yourself, accountable and really, but the thing is like, that's what I kind of want to get away from as I retired. The dog shit. Like, they would put a fucking towel on the ground, one piece of tape on one end, one piece of tape on the other end, and you gotta just put me versus a top receiver, or me versus a DB that I'm competing with, and you gotta just take it from this nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, real, like, and like that's what the
that's the phase I'm in my life right now. That's my life.
Sometimes you gotta go there though.
You can hey, I'm Braun right now. You're behind the bench in Serbia.
I'm watching, man. It's such a beautiful sight, man. You know what I mean? It's all good, man.
So
see greatness work.
I had to close this out. Talking about let me cook and manifestation and focus. And I mentioned this last time, I think, on the supplements. a goal of mine is the local company sold to Dr. Pepper. It's pretty good, but I truly believe our company's better, tastes better, brand's better, looks better, all better. Sold to Dr. Pepper for $700 million.
Damn.
And another local person who has like a sour strips deal sold to another company for $400 million. So it's like funny. I have $500 million on mine. But the funny thing about $500 million is I have to change it, but I don't want to change it because in my head it's 1.2 billion. For some reason, this number I haven't changed it because I'm tied to this number and I think it's something else. But the company I see we can sell to 1.2 billion. And I bring that up because this whole episode was us catching up. And I remember the main thing you said was focus.
Yeah.
And with focus and manifestation, you were able to change your family's life, go all through those things, and live the life you had. And me, look at everything I'm doing now. You're on the sidelines about to watch me go win my gold medal and my sixth ring. And I'm saying this now because I've seen you do it. You've seen me do it. And I'm putting this in manifestation.
Let's
right
get
now.
it.
So that's an ultimate dub, Congo subs. For some reason,
dub.
I'm tied to 500 million, but I believe we can do 1.2 billion. Bradley Roby, friend, client, training partner, somebody I never get to hang out with all the time. We got to do it today. We're going to close it out with a
shot o'clock. Let's get it.
Sally, we're talking about goats. We got the Michael Jordan tequila here. I ran out of Lobos, so
I fuck with that shit though. I just had a little Super Bowl vibe. I had the Sincero. Is how you say it? Sincero?
You would know more than me.
That MJ. That's all you need to know. That's all he wants you to know.
You got to
MJ.
have focus. He's a 10-year NFL vet, Super Bowl champion, the start of the Ohio State greatness. Really appreciate you
just
coming
got it back
on.
going. You know, it was already rolling.
Yeah,
I just
shout out to
gotta remind everybody.
Shout out to Ohio State. Shout out to Braxton Miller. Shout out to LeBron.
Yes, sir. Them boys won that national championship.
Matter of fact,
I was on a sideline. I got to witness greatness again, those. My school went and won it again. We gonna keep winning, man. Let's go.
All we do is win. Matter of fact, Ohio. Shout out to Jake Paul. Dub.
Jake Paul.
Roby, this is Dwight Manfredi. We have no tequila sponsors. Congo Sups. I left the Benjamin Blue out.
Straight up.
Love you, man. Thank you for helping me along this journey.
You already know.
And we close it out. Congo Subs, Bradley Roby, Dose, 2025. If you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. Suck it!
Gotta make the money, sonny.
Then when you get the money, you get the power.
Get the power.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
That's perfect because that's everything that you fucking resonate with. My dog.
Turn my headphones up. Louder.